Hello everyone, I want to do a really quick project with fabric today. I've got a couple of bundles here. Let me show you this one first. These are some upholstery fabric samples. When we decorated our kitchen and living room last year, I sent off for some samples when we replaced our couch, and these were the colours that I chose. So of course I kept them because I thought these would be really handy to use for something. I've also got this bundle of fabric here, and let me just open it. I got this from Love Me Blue here in the UK. You've seen me share many items from Love Me Blue. She has beautiful bundles of bohemian and sari silk fabrics, but she's also started doing these lovely vintage bundles as well, and I treated myself to one of these before Christmas. Love these. Also gave some away as Christmas presents to friends as well, but there's all kinds of things in here. We've got heavier weight fabrics, we've got some thin cottons, all kinds of things, you know, chintzy styles. And so I thought we'd try, isn't that one beautiful, try and make something out of these. So I'm just going to have a quick sort through of this and see if I can come up with some kind of colour schemes, and I want to make some lovely flowers. Chosen this little bundle here. I've discarded all of these. I just think these just won't work with what I've got in mind, although I think these are absolutely beautiful, so I will be saving those for something else. Let me just pop that bundle off to one side for the time being. Oh my gosh, I'm making a right mess. And here comes Louis, so we might be in for some meowing. Let me go and feed him. I think that Louis has a video radar, because it seems that every time I put the camera on recently, he suddenly appears. So let me show you. These are the fabrics that I chose. They're different weights as well, but I like the way that these colours all work together. So I'm going for a bluey, greeny, pinky theme. I wanted two colours just because I thought that keeping it monotone would have just been a little bit boring, so that's what I've chosen. So what I want to do, I've got a bag here of cutouts. Let's use this one here. I've also got a white pencil. This is the Derwent Inktense. You could use a white Stabilo All, it doesn't really matter. And I want something that's a little bit heavier to use as my base. Let me just get rid of these fluffy bits. Let's try not to waste too much of the fabric, although I don't want a perfectly round circle. But I'm just going to draw around this. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see my circle. We'll see how this turns out. Gosh, I'm not doing a very good job of drawing around this. Of course, the fabric is moving underneath. Of course, if you've got a fabric chalk pencil, then that would be ideal. Can I see my circle? I don't know whether you can see it. I can see it just about. But what I want to do is cut a loose circle. I do not want it to be perfect. And I'm using my fabric scissors here. So let's go around here, and this is going to form the base of my little kind of lollipop flower, I guess. And I just thought these would make really pretty embellishments for using in our journals, either to decorate journals, use on tags, whatever we want to use it for. So there we go. We've got the basic outline shape, and then I've put these in the order that I thought I might like to use them. And I think what I'm going to do now is find another pair of scissors. I've got loads of these, by the way, and I'm just going to trim a little bit off just so that this is a bit smaller. So let's go around this like so, and then I'm going to cut another piece out. Now, which part of the fabric do I want to use? I kind of like this colourful bit down here. I think we'll use this bit here instead, and I'm going to use my fabric scissors, and I'm going to cut quite close to that little template that I've made myself. So let's see if I can do this. It's quite difficult on camera. And, you know, this does not have to be perfect. In fact, the more imperfect, I think, the better it looks. They don't look so nice when they're perfect rounds, in my opinion. But of course, you can do whatever you like. You could even do, you know, squares or rectangles, I guess, if you wanted to. So there we go. That's our next one. And so I can layer that on. And then I'm just going to cut this down again. And I'm just going to keep going, sort of slowly shaving a little bit off each of my templates. So that one will go on there like that. I'd already turned those over, hadn't I? So this was the one I wanted to use next. Doesn't really matter which part of it I use. Let's go for this part here, back in with my fabric scissors again. And so you only need one of these circles, and these are just ones that I've cut out with my circle punch, and I keep all of the extras in a bag like this. And you just need one per project. So I'm just going to go all the way around again and cut all of my circles out in this same way. I hope I didn't go off camera there. And if these fray around the edges, that doesn't matter. To me, that all adds to the charm. So that's another one. I've got a bit of a square bit there, which I just want to round off. So that's my next layer, and I'm just going to keep going. Cut all of my layers, and I think I've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've tried to off-center them as well, as you can see. I do like that there. Perhaps I should move that round the other way so that we can see. You're not going to see it. I think I prefer it where it was. So how did I have that? Something like that, I think. And then my lovely friend Linda gave me these a couple of years ago, maybe even more than that, maybe 3 years ago. They're crocheted by her own fair hand. She's just absolutely amazing at doing anything in miniature. And I just have been holding on to these because I wanted to save them for the right project. I've snipped 2 off, one of these and one of these. And I thought that this would make the perfect centerpiece. Now, which one do I want to use? We've got that one there. And we've got this one here. It's got to be this one, hasn't it? Isn't that just gorgeous? Now, I don't know whether I want to try and centralise this a little bit more. I'm just going to fiddle around with this. Now, Linda also included, let me just snip these off as well, some seed beads for me to use, a little bag of seed beads. I could add one of these to the centre, or let me lift my camera. I've got a little jar of buttons, and I've had a little raid through this, and I found these. That one there is just too big. This one here I think is a little bit too blue. Not sure whether the pink one is adding too much colour, but I do like this one here. And I think I prefer that to using one of the beads, just because if I use this inside a journal or on the cover of a journal as well, it's not going to be quite as bulky. So I think that's what I'm going to use for my centre embellishment. And isn't that just so pretty? I love that. I love the colours. Let me just hold this up. To use some embroidery floss to stitch my button on. I've got a whole bag of different colours here. I've pulled out 2. I found this darker colour, but I think that's going to be a little bit too dark, so I've cut a small piece off from this bundle. Now I only want to use, I think, 2 strands will be ample. 1 might not be quite enough, but I think 2 will do the job. So let me see if I can pull these apart, and then I'm never very good at doing this. Somebody did tell me to hold it one end in my mouth and pull the other. Of course, that's not very easy to do when you're on camera. Here we go. I've done it. So I've only pulled off a short piece. If you can hear rustling in the background, it's Louis playing with a toy. that's got some kind of tissue paper or something in it. So I am just going to go through here. I don't want to do too many layers because I don't want it to be too bulky on the back, but I do just want to make sure that I've got my base layers in the right place. I might need to pull that down a little bit just so that you can see a bit more of the pink background, perhaps like that will do. Don't overdo it, Nina, don't overthink it. Just go for it. And so I'm just going to see if I can get my needle through all of these layers and to come out in the right place. My stitching is not the best. Oh my goodness me, I might need to have to go off camera and do this as well. Oh, here we go. I found my hole. And leave myself a nice long tail. And then go through the other side as well. And I'm just going to tie this in a knot, I think, at the back. Or should I go through one more time? I think I'll go through one more time, just leaving myself enough so that I can tie it off on the back. Here we go. I'm doing it. Pull it nice and tight, and then I'm just going to tie this off at the back using the longer piece for anchorage, as it were. So we'll do just a couple of knots, and then at least that will be nice and flat for whatever I decide to use this for. Maybe we'll do one more for good measure. Whoops. If I go around the other way. And there we have it. So I can just trim the excess off. And look at that. Isn't that the most gorgeous, pretty embellishment? I'm so happy that I finally found a really good use for this beautiful crochet embellishment, Linda. Isn't that pretty? I'm wondering whether I should perhaps trim this a little bit now that everything's sewn together. I feel as if I've got a bit too much fabric on this side here, perhaps. But yeah, I love that. I think that's gorgeous. So I thought I'd like to make one more of these. This time I want to use green as my base. So I've chosen some more fabrics from that beautiful bundle. Some of the pieces that I've already used, this one here and this one here, because I think they match really well. And then these other pieces. And so I'm just going to go off camera now and do exactly the same thing with my circle design. So I'll start off with this one here. So this, I think, is a slightly thicker piece of calico canvas, but we can just hold this in place and just go around here. We don't want it to be too perfect. Hardest decision is making the choice as to which order you want to use your fabrics. This is my base. I think I want to use this one next, so I'm just going to cut my circle down, and so then we can decide which part of the fabric we want to use. I think I'll use this part here. I like that. So I'm just going to make sure that I avoid this rough edge here. Cut my fabric pieces out the same as I did before. I think this one is slightly larger. I've chosen the other flower from Linda's embellishments that she kindly gifted me, so that these two are a little bit different, and I've pulled out two buttons. I've got this gorgeous little peachy one here, which I thought picked out the pink in some of these fabrics. I've also got this gorgeous, very, very flat little mother of pearl. Look at the shine on that one there. And I think that that's the one that I'm going to use. I just really like the neutral tones. Now, I've got two choices of thread. I've got the same green that I used before, but I'm not sure that goes so well. I've also got some off-white cotton, and I think this is the one that I'm going to use this time. So I'm just going to sew my button on in exactly the same way as I did before. My button sewn on, and so I'm just going to tighten those threads, remove my needle, And let's just tie this off a couple of times at the back just to secure it. And the reason I'm doing this is just because it'll be nice and flat for when I come to use it, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these yet. I think I'll be back next week with a project sharing ideas for using these. These could become very addictive to make, you know. So let's just trim that off there, move these bits and bobs out of the way. I think those are just gorgeous, and I'm so glad that I finally got round to using some of these beautiful crochet pieces that that Linda made me. Aren't those pretty? Absolutely beautiful. I think these are just so pretty, absolutely gorgeous, so much fun to make as well, quick and easy with supplies that I know that most of us have got lying around our home. But I'm going to go away and put my thinking cap on and see if I can come up with some ideas as to how I would like to use these. I can think of so many ideas, and just to share a few off the top of my head, I think these would make wonderful focal images for slow stitching projects. I think they'd look lovely as focal images for the front of a junk journal cover as well. You could use them for tags, for greetings cards, just, you know, so many ideas, so many ways that you can use these. But I will be back hopefully next week and to share what I have come up with. So I'm going to leave the video here for today, but I hope this has given you some ideas and inspiration with scraps and things that you might have lying around your home. So that just leaves me to say thanks for watching. Take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.